This is the design group presentation of Group K, and our topic is about helping UCL students to have better access to paper books. So, our original problem statement is UCL students find it difficult to get access to paper books and therefore aren't performing well in their course. Then we have used the 5 whys approach to refine our problem statement. The problem statement after the 5 whys approach is UCL students who want paper books don't have it due to lack of paper books availability channels. The tools that we use to conduct our fieldwork are semi-structured interview. We jot down notes on our laptop or paper throughout the interview and also used our phones to audio record it, so we could always go back and check the details. We have used the field guide Canvas to help us to design our interview questions, which includes research needs, research goals, methods, and interview guide. After interviewing 2 students, we found that some of the questions were unclear for the students. So we discussed the interview questions within our group and refined them to make the interview experience better and gain better info from our candidates. We have created a stakeholder map by sticking posts on the wall, trying to move the posts around to connect the related terms. On the next slide, a better version of the stakeholder map will be shown using Miro. The stakeholder map allows us to visualize clearly the people or organization involved. It generates useful insights for us to understand how the different group of stakeholders are either negatively or positively affecting our target group of people, who are the UCL students. The one with direct interactions with students are families, university library, professors, and the student union, while the posts which are further away from the students are public libraries, educational charities, bookshops, etc. They will have indirect or no interaction with students. However, they will also affect our target group when solving this problem. After conducting the interviews, we gain a better understanding of student preference in using textbooks and their problem faced when getting access to paper books. Then we have created 2 personas to help define our problem. Our first persona is a boy named Jason, who is a second-year history student. He's pretty quiet and has some social anxiety, and his appearance is short and strong. His key need is the convenience of getting a book. His story is he needs to read about 7 books and around 10 articles for every essay he writes. There is no need for him buying books as he's not going to reuse them. To access those materials, he first researches online to see if there are any digital copies. If not, he then goes to the UCL library to borrow paper books. The books in the UCL library are normally 2 weeks or 1 month loan, so he has to renew the book in person regularly until recently he realized there is an online renewing system. The book loan can be shortened and not able to renew if anyone else wants the book at the same time. There are not always enough copies in the UCL library, therefore sometimes he has to go to the British Library to seek the books he wants. Although he got a membership, the British Library doesn't allow the books to be checked out, so he has to take pictures or go there often. If he still cannot find the book he wants, he must change a similar book from the professor's suggestion list. His frustrations are, firstly, not enough copies in the UCL libraries, secondly, inconvenient system in both UCL and the British Library, and finally, the books are quite heavy to carry around. Our second persona is about a girl named Ailai. She's a second-year UCL law student with a limited budget, living in a student residence. Her key need is getting a book at a reasonable price, and her maximum budget is £60 for a first-hand law book. Due to the nature of the course, she finds that the textbooks are really helpful, but they're also very expensive. To access those materials, she's more confident on asking upper years first, as they might recommend the more helpful books of the course. Alternatively, she would go to a bookstore, and in case it's too overpriced, she would look for second-hand books online. Due to the limitations of the borrowing system at UCL Library, she will go to the library last if there is no other available choices. Her frustrations are, firstly, recommended or required books are really expensive. Secondly, UCL Library doesn't give enough textbook borrowed for the long term. And thirdly, the textbooks are really heavy. And here is our user journey map. The left-hand side one is about Jason's, and the right-hand side one is iLife. The journey was talked about during the presenting of the persona, and here we can see for Jason, it's a loop of not finding books finally, and then he changed to a new one. And for Ayla, it's more like a direct solution. Like she first go to peers and then bookstore and then check for second-hand books and finally go to the UCL library. The techniques that we have used to generate ideas for our solutions are brainstorming, 3-12-3, and idea framing. After we've gathered all the ideas, we categorize the solutions into 3 different groups according to the main problems UCL students faced. Here, we list all the solutions for poor access of papers. In the boxes are the individual solutions that we generated by brainstorming. In the following slide, here are the solutions for expensive. And here are the solutions for heavy books. After processing all the previous steps, we come up with our final solutions. For the persona Ayla, her problem is expensive and heavy, so we need to solve the problem of lack of paper textbook. The solution for this problem is university can purchase split chapter textbooks to make them lighter, and they can purchase more needed chapters than the relatively less needed ones, and then they can borrow the book chapter by chapter to students. However, it would be better if we know the budget of the university libraries, in case, because of the financial problem, we can't really implement our idea. For the persona Jason, he has the problem of hard to access the books, and the books are heavy. So for him, we shall solve the problem of lack of paper external reading for essays and cognitive gain. The solutions for this part is still not decided yet. We didn't generate a really good solution after going through all the process, so we are going to do more design stuff to help us generate a better solution of Jason's problem. And also, we will include 2 new journey maps in our report of the 2 individuals from our persona after adopting our solution to them, which includes their emotions and experiences. That's the end of the presentation. Thank you for your listening.